Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hoffman Engineering. Today I'm diving into something I've never tried before, polishing and finishing deep engraved brass coins straight off of the fiber laser. I wanted to see how much better we can make these coins look beyond the raw engraved surface, using everything from wire wheels and Brasso to power polishing and blackening agents. This is a hands-on experiment with real-time trial and error and some unexpected results along the way. So if you've ever been curious about post-processing laser engraved brass, or just want to see some awesome coin transformations, stick around. This is going to be a fun one. Before we begin, I'll be using this Monport GA60 MOPA fiber laser to engrave these coins. This GA60 was sent to me for review by Monport. If you want more information about this laser, going through all of its specs and capabilities, you can find my full review video linked below. So let's get into it. First up, you'll need high quality all brass coin blanks. Many coins you find on Amazon claim to be all brass, but really are brass coated pot metal and are terrible when engraved. Trust me, you want some reputable source for all brass blanks. I have the ones I used linked below. So now we can load them up on the Monport GA60 and start engraving. I used Lightburn's 3D slice feature to do these depth engravings. It takes just over 2 hours to cut the 256 layers of these coins at 1500 millimeters per second speeds with a cleaning pass every 5 layers. So now we have 4 freshly engraved brass coins, and right off the Monport GA60 fiber laser, they look amazing. They are engraved about 2 millimeters deep and look incredible, but let's see if we can make them look even better. So to do that, I'm going to try a few different things. I want to see how brass wire wheels work in a Dremel to clean up these coins, and then we'll try both hand polishing and power polishing with a Dremel. And finally, we'll see what kind of patina we can achieve with a brass blackening agent. So first up, this flower coin. Let's start with a cup-shaped brass wire wheel. It's interesting to see how it flares out when spun in the Dremel. I used light pressure to move the wire wheel over the surface. Initial results are very promising. It's doing a great job at cleaning up the surface. So I continued with the rest of the coin. After just a couple of minutes, the coin has a very shiny, uniform surface. The burrs on the rim of the coin have been knocked down, and the flat surfaces have had the dark raw laser finish removed. So now I use some Brasso polish and a microfiber cloth and manually polish the coin. Using a generous amount of polish, I spend the next few minutes rubbing the coin with a circular motion. Here's the end results. Not a huge difference from just the wire wheel, mostly just removing any dust left over from the wire wheel. Now onto the rotary wheels for polishing. Using more Brasso polish, I buffed the surface using the Dremel, and here I made my first mistake. The polishing wheels wear down very quickly, and I didn't realize that the cone-tipped one that I started with wore down to the mandrel. I was rubbing the metal mandrel against the brass, leaving deep scratches onto some of the flat surfaces. So I switched to another polishing pad and tried to buff out those scratches. Here are the end results about 5 minutes later. The flat sections were pretty polished, but the rest of the flower still had most of the texture it originally had. So the good news is that I didn't seem to lose any detail of the engraving, but polishing didn't seem to make as dramatic of a difference that I expected. Finally, let's try the blackening agent. This liquid quickly oxidizes the surface, leaving an aged patina with a black appearance. I used a paper towel to apply, and it reacted way quicker than I expected. However, it was hard to apply uniformly. I found that I had to soak the paper towel and make sure that enough of the liquid got onto the coin surface and into all of the nooks and crannies. At the end though, we got a really dark, mostly even surface, but I found the best results came afterwards. Wiping the surface with a dry microfiber cloth removed the black from the high points, but left it dark in the low points and edges. I love this look. It gives the coin an aged but well-used appearance, like the coin had been handled for decades. So with good results from the blackening agent on the first flower coin, I wanted a polished coin for comparison. So I followed the same method of wire wheel, manual polish, and then the power polish to get a nice and shiny flower coin. In total, that took about 10 minutes to polish this flower coin. So with the flower coins having some pretty good successes, let's try with one of the spider coins. This coin has a lot more detail, with small and deep recesses in the cobwebs. I used a combination of the cup wire wheel and the straight wire wheel. I think the cupped wheel worked better though. And here are the results from just the wire wheel. The surface is much more uniform than it was straight from the laser. And next up, manual polishing with Brasso and a microfiber cloth. It was harder to get in between all of the fine cobweb details. Here's the comparison between the hand polished coin and the original. It's a night and day difference. So next up, I wanted to skip the rotary polish and see what going straight to the blackening agent would do. And this was way more difficult to get an even surface. The blackening liquid would be pulled by surface tension into the small cobwebs. A manual polish afterwards didn't improve the situation. It removed some of the black on the high points, but the low points were very blotchy. I wasn't happy with that result, so let's try again with the spider. My theory is that the manual polish wasn't enough. We needed a more polished surface for the blackening agent to really work its magic. So let's go through the wire wheel and manual polish again on another spider coin. And this time I went through the Dremel polishing step and really took my time. And the results look amazing. It has a much more even appearance. The high spots are nicely polished, and I think that it even got into some of the lower spots. So let's try and save that first blackened spider coin. Knowing that the Dremel polishing worked well, I cleaned off as much of the black as possible manually, and then polished using more Brasso and the Dremel. Eventually I got it mostly clean. The left coin is the one that was blackened and now polished, while the right coin is just the polished coin. And you can see that parts of the detail are still blackened on the left coin. This could be the final look if you wanted those details just subtly highlighted, but I wanted a darker look. So now that we are repolished, I used more of the blackening agent. I really let it soak in. I wanted a uniform black surface, and after completely covering the surface, I dried it off as much as possible. And then I used a microfiber cloth to buff away the black from the high points. So here are the final results. We have a polished version and a blackened version of each coin, and I love the look of these. My favorite is definitely the antique looking flower coin. The blackening really highlights the edges and gives an amazing appearance. I think that the more detailed the coin is, like with the spider design, the harder it is to get that weathered look. I ended up having to really darken the surface to get an even coating, but then it was too dark for the polishing afterwards to remove. For the more detailed designs, I think that the wire wheel and a power polish is perfect. For my own reviews of fiber lasers, I think that I'll start at least doing a quick wire wheel pass to knock off the dust and burrs. That allows the detail that the laser is able to achieve to show through, while still maintaining a mostly raw appearance. And let's not forget that these coins were all engraved on the Monport GA60 MOPA fiber laser. This laser churns through brass like it's butter. You can see my full review of the Monport GA60 here if you are interested. I had great results not just with brass, but with cutting and engraving other metals like aluminum and steel, and even working with plastics and natural materials like stone and leather. So go check out that review, or view the links in the description for more information on this incredible fiber laser. So thank you all for watching my experiments with this deep engraved brass coin. What techniques do you use? What would you recommend that I try? Leave your suggestions in the comments. I would love to revisit this and get even better results. I'm no jeweler, so please share your knowledge with me. I appreciate it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.